Salut, chers téléspectateurs, heureux de vous.
Hello, dear viewers. Happy to meet you to live the best of African and world football after a month of absence. I hope you enjoy the excellent Victor Mwisho on Football Planet, your weekly 100% football show on Africanews.
Le sommaire.
Coming up, 2018 African Championship to replace Kenya. It will be a three-way fight. CAF unveiled candidates on Sunday for a verdict in a few days. Also on the program is the World Cup Russia 2018. Africa could see its first qualifiers this weekend. Nigeria and Tunisia are in a pole position to get the first tickets. The posters of the fifth day of the qualifiers to follow on this program. And then the African Cup clubs will still wait to see the posters of the finals of the Champions League and the CAF Cup. The suspense remains after the semi-finals go disputed this weekend. So much on Football Planet this week.
Bienvenue.
They had until September 30 to submit the application. There will only be 3 in the race. 4 countries to try to succeed in Kenya to the organization of CHAN, the African Championship of Nations 2018. They include Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia and Morocco. The list was unveiled on Sunday by the Confederation of African Football, and the lucky one should be known by the end of the week. I said to you in title, Return of the Qualifiers of the World Cup Russia 2018. Africa may be able to know its first qualifier in the final phase of the competition next weekend. Among the teams best played, Tunisia and Nigeria. And we pause a little on the Super Eagles. Absent from the last 2 African Cup of Nations, the band to Victor Moses is reborn from the ashes. It reigns supreme in Group B and is now only a victory of a 6th qualification in the world, as Victor Mwisho and Bryce Kinhu explain.
October 7th could be a key moment of truth in the Africa qualifiers for the 2018 Russia World Cup. With only 2 legs of the qualifiers to go, next weekend's fixtures could see some teams book an early berth to the Russia Games. Others could crash out. The Super Eagles of Nigeria could be the first team to qualify if they beat the Chipolopolo of Zambia, whom they host at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in the southeastern city of Uyo. A win will seal a 6th World Cup appearance for the Super Eagles. Coach Carlos Rose has already named an unchanged 23-man squad for the crucial tie. Leicester trio of Ahmed Musa, Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho and Arsenal's Alex Iwobi will be featuring, alongside the experienced China-based duo of captain John Mikel Obi, Odion Igalo and Chelsea wingback Victor Moses. The Super Eagles are top of Group B with 10 points, while the Chipolopolo lies second with 7 points.
On imagine en ce moment l'euphorie suscitée par ce retour au premier.
At the moment, we can imagine the euphoria generated by this return to the forefront of the Super Eagles, for whom the qualification to the World Cup seems more than a formality. But watch out for disillusionment, even if nothing seems to be able to stop them. We are online in Port Harcourt with the Nigerian journalist Ifeoma Igbamuno. Thank you, sir, for joining us on this show. So, as I said earlier, Nigeria is more than close to a qualification at the 2018 World Cup. How are you preparing the game against Zambia?
Yes, I actually said preparations from the playing personnel point of view will start in earnest on Monday. Players started arriving yesterday, so will come in today. Others who played their games out there in Europe today would most likely come in tomorrow or Tuesday morning. And so training will start in earnest Tuesday evening. But of course, preparations from an administrative point of view has been on for a couple of weeks now. In fact, immediately after the Cameroonian game, the Nigeria Football Federation started preparing in terms of getting the pitch ready, getting all other administrative issues sorted out, the venue where they're going to play, the state, hosting rights, and all that. Or they got all of those things sorted out.
Imagine this team missing the qualification, which mathematically means a probability.
You know, I think this is one of the biggest issues with the 2018 World Cup qualifiers as it concerns Nigeria. even so much as the Nigerian Football Federation themselves did put out a statement just after the Cameroon game, the second Cameroon game, the 1-1 draw in Yaoundé, that they were 1 point away from qualifying for the World Cup, which was totally baseless and wrong. They were basing their calculations on the fact that Algeria was going to beat Zambia, and didn't, for a football house, didn't even bother to check the fact that you had other options such as Zambia going to Algeria to get a win. Yeah, it looked like it was not going to be possible. The possibility looked like it was slim, but it was still a possibility. And unfortunately, quite a lot of Nigerians actually had that same mindset.
So you're saying that they must beat Zambia at all costs?
La Zambie à domicile.
Yes, there actually is. I just tried to explain that a little bit a couple of seconds ago. Bottom line is Nigeria has a 3-point advantage over Zambia as it is right now. 3 points is what separates Nigeria from Zambia. It means that, and there are still 6 points to fight for. It means that Nigeria needs to beat Zambia, because beating Zambia is the only way to overtake Nigeria. Nigeria beats Zambia, it means that Nigeria will be 6 points ahead of Zambia, and the last game wouldn't matter. But anything short of a victory, if it's a point, it means that the 3 points are the 3 points difference is the same thing. If it is a win for Zambia, no matter how slim most Nigerians think that can happen, it can actually happen. Zambia wins next Saturday, and Zambia and Nigeria will be on the same number of points. It means that Nigeria must go and beat Algeria in the final game, or Nigeria has to better whatever results Zambia gets on the final day. So yes, there is a possibility. It looks slim, but there's a possibility that Nigeria will not be at the 2018 World Cup.
Thank you, Ifeoma Ogbamono, who talked about Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And to get an idea of what awaits us next weekend, here's the complete program in rankings by group. And then you should know that FIFA has set the date for the match to replay South Africa-Senegal. It will either be the 8th or the 9th of November. The decision to replay the game was taken at the beginning of September when FIFA, backed by the Court of Arbitration for Sports, considered the game was manipulated by Ghanaian referee Joseph Lante, who had whistled an imaginary penalty in favor of the Bafana Bafana, victorious 2-1. It was November the 12th, 2016, in Polokwane specifically. Finally, to be complete about the qualifiers of the 2018 World Cup, remember that Algeria, already eliminated from the race, will do without the services of Riyad Mahrez for the reception of Cameroon, a match for the honour for both teams. The Foxy striker from Leicester was dismissed by the coach, as other team executive members, some of whom are accused of lack of involvement by their federation. At the same time, Pierre-Emerick Maguian found the Gabon selection. The Panthers captain had missed the last 2 games, including the victorious one against Côte d'Ivoire, which allowed the team to revive. It remains to be seen whether the return of former Stefan will allow the Panthers to reinforce this beautiful embellishment as he does well with Borussia Dortmund at the beginning of the season. After 7 days, Aubameyang has already scored 8 goals, placing him at the top of the Bundesliga scoring chart. Now see why he did not score the 9th goal. Yes, a completely failed Panenka. Fortunately for him, the Borussia won on the score of 2-1, thanks in particular to the super goal by the Japanese Shinji Kagawa, which thus allows Dortmund to consolidate his place as a leader of the German championship in front of Bayern Munich, which was able to do better than a 2-2 draw on the lawn of Hertha Berlin, saved by the Ivorian striker Salomon Kalou.
Regardez.
Now, places are the African clubs where the semi-finals are played. Well, to know the process of the finals, we'll have to wait again because nothing is still played in both the Champions League and CAF Cup. In the Champions League, first of all, everything remains to be done between USM Algiers and the Wydad of Casablanca. The two formations drew nil on Friday in Algiers. In the other game, they had a slight advantage, but still an advantage for the Etoile Sportive Sahel victorious in front of the Egyptians of Al Ali. 2-1 finale score. But the trip to Cairo is dangerous for Tunisians. It will be October the 20th.
Le 20 octobre prochain.
Same scenario in the CAF Cup where it is also the status quo. It will be necessary to wait for the return matches to know the names of the qualifiers for the final. The title holder TP Mazembe will however go to Morocco with a small advantage. The Lubumbashi Ravens have in fact imposed on the smallest of the scores in front of the FSU of Rabat on Sunday. In the other game, Club Africa narrowly missed a perfect hold-up on SuperSport United. But after being led in the 21st minute, the South Africans equalized at the very end of the game. Still, it is a good operation for the Tunisians. Final verdict also on October the 20th.
Verdict final également le 20 octobre prochain.
He bears Barca and keeps on breaking records. You probably guessed it. I'm talking about Lionel Messi. The Argentine prodigy entered a little more in the legend of the Catalan club on Sunday. He played his 594th match under the tunic Blaugrana and ahead of the former captain Carlos Puyol. And the icing on the cake, the Pulga, as he was nicknamed, split again a double, despite the morose atmosphere at Camp Nou in front of Las Palmas. A game played in closed session as you can see in these images.
Images.
And then Real Madrid won for the first time of the season in La Liga to Santiago Bernabeu. The defending Spanish championships defeated Espanyol of Barcelona 2-0, but without Dani Carvajal. The Spanish defender suffered from heart disease and will have to be removed from the grounds for an indefinite period. A terrible news for the Merengue, but also for all the football lovers who pray for the return of one of the best defenders in the world. That's it for today, but the news continues on air on our website at www.africanews.com. Reach us on our Twitter handle and Facebook pages. Football Planet returns next week, same hour, same channel. Africa News. Thank you and have an excellent week.
Merci et excellente semaine.